that was Indigo, a stop-motion film by Canadian director Amanda Strong. The film was selected for the Toronto International Film Festival last month, but more recently it screened at imagineNATIVE. The Indigenous Film and Media Festival is in its 15th year and it's gaining momentum, and Eli Glasner is here with more as the festival actually draws to a close. You know, we were saying that this one has been bigger and better than ever. So how has this festival grown?
It's grown immensely. I'm talking to a couple people involved, and they remember the early days. But frankly, you know, it was a nice start, but the quality wasn't really there. And now you look at the lineup and you see these immense variety, lots of different kinds of movies, short, long, music videos, documentary, as you saw, animated films. And so I think what's happened to technology is there. It's easier than ever to tell your stories. And of course, in Aboriginal cultures, storytelling is a big part of that. And so now, you know, you can embrace the medium, share your story, and look at the variety we have this year. That's a little bit from a short called Orphan and the Polar Bear, about an orphan who's actually adopted by a polar bear. Can't wait to see that. We saw Indigo, which is another animated film using stop-motion animation about an old woman kind of confronting her own inner child. There's a native hip-hop collective, has a short film called True Pride at the festival. This is actually from New Zealand, about a young girl who uses her inner strength and spirit helpers to protect the sovereignty of her people. So it really gives you a sense of how this is kind of a global trend in the film community in Canada and elsewhere. And
imagineNATIVE is now more than about just films. I understand it has a new media component.
Very much so. I mean, as I said, it comes back to the technology, and technology is now a way of kind of continuing that conversation. And one guy I want to talk to you about is Ryan McMahon. So this is someone I've been following. He hosts a podcast called Red Man Laughing. Now, he started as a stand-up comedian. There's the webpage from his podcast. And now he's using that podcast to connect right around the world. It started as stand-up with just him talking about being a young urban native, but now he's using that to actually bring in activists and continue that conversation. Here's what Ryan had to say.
The power of story just can't be denied, and at imagineNATIVE you get to experience it at a Red Man Laughing podcast recording, you get to experience it at a live stand-up comedy show, you get to experience it, and I really believe we go further faster when we talk. And I guess for me that's what the work is all about.
He has a screenplay in the works. He has his podcast, a new network called IndianandCowboy.com. Again, continuing that conversation.
Eli, thanks for this.
My pleasure.